Have you ever said something in anger that you wished you could take back? Have you ever felt so mad that you hurt someone you love with your words? Do you sometimes feel like anger controls you instead of you controlling anger? If this sounds like you, this story may change how you see life. This is a story about a man who learned something very important about anger. And maybe, just maybe, this lesson will help you too. Once upon a time, there was a young man named David. He was 28 years old and lived in a small, peaceful village. David was a good person with a kind heart, but he had one big problem. He got angry very easily. When someone said something he did not like, David would get mad right away. When things did not go his way, he would lose his temper. And when he was angry, he would say things that hurt people. Every morning, David worked at the village market selling vegetables. One day, an old woman came to buy tomatoes. She looked at the tomatoes for a long time, picking them up one by one. "These tomatoes don't look fresh," she said. David felt anger rise up inside him. "What do you mean? These are the best tomatoes in the village," he shouted. "If you don't like them, go somewhere else." The old woman looked hurt. She put down the tomatoes and walked away quietly. David felt bad, but he was still too angry to say sorry. The next week, David's neighbor asked him to move his bicycle. It was blocking the neighbor's door. "Can you please move your bicycle?" the neighbor asked politely. But David was tired from work. He felt annoyed. "Why can't you just walk around it? It's not that hard," he said loudly. "You're always complaining about something." His neighbor looked surprised and sad. They had been friends for years. But now, his neighbor stopped talking to him. A few days later, David's younger brother came to visit. His brother was excited about a new job he got in the city. "I got the job, David. I'm so happy," his brother said with a big smile. But David was having a bad day. He had lost some money at the market. Instead of being happy for his brother, he felt jealous and angry. "So you think you're better than me now?" David said in a mean voice. "You think you're so smart with your fancy city job." His brother's smile disappeared. "I just wanted to share my good news with you," his brother said quietly. "I thought you would be happy for me." But David was too angry to listen. He said more hurtful things. His brother left that day and did not call him for many weeks. David started to notice that people were avoiding him. His friends stopped inviting him to their homes. Customers at the market chose to buy from other vendors. Even his own family members seemed afraid to talk to him. David felt lonely and confused. He sat alone in his house many evenings, wondering why everyone was staying away from him. He loved these people, but somehow his anger was pushing them all away. One quiet morning, David decided to take a walk outside the village. He needed to think. As he walked along a path, he saw an old monk sitting under a big tree. "You look troubled, young man," the monk said gently. "Would you like to sit with me?" David sat down and told the monk everything. He told him about his anger, about hurting people with words, and about feeling so alone. The monk listened carefully. When David finished, the monk stood up and gathered some dry leaves and small sticks. "Help me make a small fire," the monk said. David was confused, but helped. Soon, they had a small fire burning between them. "Look at this fire," the monk said. "What happens if I put my hand close to it?" "It will burn you," David said. "Yes," said the monk. "And what happens if I add more leaves?" "It will grow bigger," David said. The monk added more leaves. The fire grew bigger and hotter. "Now what happens if I take a burning stick and throw it at that tree?" the monk asked. It might burn the tree, David said. Yes, but what happens to the fire itself? David thought for a moment. The fire gets smaller. It uses up its energy. Very good, the monk smiled. Who gets hurt more? The tree that gets hit, or the fire that loses part of itself? David looked at the fire, which was indeed smaller now. The fire hurts itself. Exactly, said the monk. Anger is like this fire. When you get angry, it burns inside you first. When you throw angry words at people, you might hurt others, yes, but you hurt yourself more. The monk let the fire burn down to small flames. When fire is small and controlled, it can cook food and keep us warm. But when fire grows too big, it destroys everything, including itself. David stared at the flames. He was beginning to understand. Your anger is the same, the monk continued. A little anger can sometimes help you stand up for what is right. But when anger grows too big, it burns away love, trust, and happiness. So every time I get angry and say hurtful things, I'm hurting myself the most? David asked. Yes, said the monk. Think about it. After you get angry, how do you feel? David thought about all his angry moments. I feel empty, tired, guilty, sad. And do people love you more or less after your anger? Less, David said quietly. They stay away from me. So who gets hurt the most by your anger? I do, David said. He felt like a weight was lifting from his shoulders. The monk smiled. Anger is like holding a hot coal and waiting to throw it at someone else. But while you wait, it's your hand that gets burned. But how do I stop getting angry? David asked. The monk pointed to the small fire. See how I can control this fire now? The secret is to catch anger when it's still small, like a tiny spark. What do you mean? When you feel anger starting, stop right there. Don't add wood to it. Don't think about how unfair everything is. Take a deep breath. Count to 10. Ask yourself, will getting angry help this situation? David nodded. This made sense. Remember, you cannot control what other people do. But you can control how big your fire gets. From that day, David's life began to change. When the old woman came back and complained about prices, David felt anger start. But he took a deep breath. I understand, he said calmly. Would you like to buy just a few vegetables today? The old woman smiled and thanked him for being understanding. When his neighbor asked him to move his bicycle again, David felt annoyed, but caught it early. He moved his bicycle right away. No problem, David said with a smile. Sorry for blocking your way. The hardest test came when his brother visited again. David had lost a customer that day and felt frustrated. When his brother shared more good news, David felt anger starting. But this time, he took a deep breath and counted to 10. He asked himself, will getting angry help me? The answer was no. That's wonderful news, David said. And he meant it. I'm proud of you. His brother's face lit up with joy. They talked for hours like they used to as children. Over the months, people started coming back into David's life. Friends invited him to dinner again. Customers smiled at the market. His family felt comfortable around him. Most importantly, David felt peaceful inside. The constant burning feeling in his chest was gone. This story is not just about David. This is your life too. Every time you feel anger growing, remember the fire. Ask yourself, who am I really hurting? Remember this, anger only hurts the person who holds it. The people you get angry at will move on with their lives, but you will carry the burning feeling for hours, days, or years. Here is what you can do. Next time you feel angry, stop. Take 3 deep breaths. Count to 10. Ask yourself, is this anger helping me? If the answer is no, let the anger go. Don't add wood to the fire. Choose to keep your inner fire small and controlled. Most of the time, choose peace instead. Your relationships will grow stronger, your heart will feel lighter, your life will become calmer and happier. Remember this simple truth. Anger is a fire that burns the person who carries it. Don't carry fire in your heart. Carry peace instead. If this story helped you, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more life-changing stories. Take care of yourself, and see you in the next story.